Hi everyone, happy Thursday. I'm Kat of Catalyst Holistic Life Coaching, and today I'm here to do your reading for the full moon in Gemini, which happened earlier today on the East Coast at 12:12 a.m. And it is 12:12, so this has got a lot of significant numerology going on. 12 is also the end of the astrological cycle, and 12:12, all these numbers adding up to 3 or 333, which is a harmonic vibration of change, and it is also the number of Gemini on the wheel of the zodiac. So there's a lot of synchronicity going on, a lot of lining up. There's also the three planets lining up together with the moon in the same conjunction. So we have a lot going on, or I'm sorry, it's not lining up with the moon. There's three planets in a conjunction somewhere that I read about. My mistake. So moving into just the energy of the full moon in Gemini is the answers you need are coming. So Gemini is all about communication and the mercurial mind, the intellectual mind. And so if there has been something that hasn't been clear to you, something could be coming to the forefront today or during these next couple weeks that are going to be reaffirming things to you. Maybe you're moving into a new cycle, especially since we're about to move into a new year. This is the last full moon of 2019, so my last reading, my last moon reading for you this month, until we come to the new moon at the end of the month. So a lot of endings going on, a lot of time to set intentions and use this energy to really just release and reflect on what has come for us. Depending on where Gemini is on your chart, this full moon will be illuminating different aspects of your life. So moving into our reading, our first card represents, sorry, I'm a little slowed down today. Definitely feeling the kind of the full moon. So the first card represents things that need to be forgiven or what needs to fall away. And this is just for the general collective. So if it doesn't quite resonate with you, just stay for the full reading and see how it comes together. So we have the full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in the way. So some of you could be dealing with not wanting to make a shift in your life because maybe you feel like you'd be frowned upon, or you're afraid to admit that you're wrong, or that you need to do something different to create the life that you want. And so don't let these limiting beliefs keep you from progressing forward. Don't let your pride get the best of you with other people. Maybe you don't have all the answers quite yet, and so it's not very good to be boastful that you know what's best, that you have control of the situation. So kind of letting go of being too strong-headed in something and thinking you have everything figured out, and maybe just being willing to kind of be more fluid and allow some new energy to come in, because there could be a big picture here that you need a little more clarity on before you can really progress with it. And to really actually progress, sometimes we really need this open mind energy. So Gemini is also a really social sign and someone that's playful, so kind of letting go of that overpowering energy. So moving on to our second card is what is being illuminated by the full moon. And the card is a new moon. A new start is coming. So yeah, we are starting a new year, a new decade. A lot is kind of shifting in this new direction where we have this chance to really, really start something new. Like this is a really potent new year with the way everything is lining up. And we have some planetary conjunctions starting at the beginning of the year, a new eclipse season starting. And so this is actually going to be a really powerful year of change and progressing forward. So how do you want to make these changes, and how are you going to release your ego a little bit and actually live in a space of being fluid and allowing a kind of blank slate instead of this kind of judgmental, like, I already have it all figured out, I already know how this is going to work out, so I'm not even going to try. Instead, starting from a place of maybe I don't know, and maybe I need to be led into something different. And then moving into our last card is what comes next. We have the full moon in Cancer, which actually is the next full moon. So a personal issue reaches resolution. So perhaps these answers that you're looking for will become more clear on this full moon, which will be happening in January of 2020. And so maybe something to do, this could, for some of you, have to do with family life or your relationships. Maybe you have had issues in your romantic relationships, and you're wanting to kind of move in a new direction this way, and maybe you're kind of done with putting up with relationships the way that you used to, because Gemini is also like duality. And so you could be really wanting to get this new start, but maybe your ego is a little bit hurt. So you're kind of feeling defensive and not really open to these sorts of things. So just trusting that this is still working out, and the intentions you set now for this moon will be really powerful. And so checking in the next full moon, or even just the next new moon, about where you're at and how those things have shifted for you. And then moving into our goddess energy, our goddess guide, who's going to be working with us for this energy. We have Maat, truth. So Maat is if I say it right, Maat is a Egyptian goddess, kind of almost like Libra energy, balancing the scales, things like that, but she's the goddess of truth. And that is another thing to do with Gemini. Gemini kind of is a very talkative sign, but there's also a kind of playing on both sides. Since it is the twins, sometimes they kind of have this double personality. And so this could be calling for you to really balance with your true self, and being your authentic self is really being called for to be able to actually start something new. Not being stuck in this ego place, this kind of lower energy of being prideful and thinking of how you have everything figured out, but actually speak from your truth. She has her hand over her heart, speaking from your heart, what is really true to your heart. And that will kind of actually make more space for this new start, and it'll find its path to reaching this resolution for your personal problem. And then a offering that the divine is asking you to affirm to yourself for this full moon is abundance. So, divine beloved, please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. So this can be abundance either in financial standpoints, or just abundance even in love and emotion, because we even have like the rain feeding the flowers. So this could be just an abundance of good feeling, an abundance of the things that you really want, the change that you want, the growth that you want. And so whatever seeds you're planting, like, really affirm to yourself that I'm ready to receive these things. New moons are a good time to set these intentions, whereas like the full moon we're working on right now is what do we release and clear out, so that when we're ready to plant these seeds for the new year, we're not still stuck in this kind of ego space. We're actually coming from the heart. We're speaking from the heart of what we really want. And that involves some true self-love, like some true compassion, truly loving ourselves, and feeling deserving to actually receive that. So over the next couple weeks, I think that's saying to really accept yourself for who you are, how far you've come, reflecting on how far you've come, and actually give yourself the credit and the love that you deserve, and being very gentle and when you start to clear out more of what you don't need, you open yourself to the things that you do want to receive. So, and I was going to do this in the beginning, and I missed it, but I was being called to draw a tarot card that's going to kind of be the overall energy for this full moon. So I'll just go ahead and do that now. Okay, so the card that came out was the Hermit in reverse. So there's a lot of inner introspection that has been happening, and a lot is going to be called for on this self-reflection, but it's not a time for isolating yourself. It's not a time for cutting yourself off from people and shunning yourself from the world. It's time to actually really shine that light that you've been working on, that inner light. It's time to bring it forward and be unafraid to receive this abundance. And the more we show up in the world, the more this abundance is going to come. And so as you start to work on that inner light, I think this is going to be really important to do more so towards the new moon. Right now is a time for healing and cultivating our confidence and our self-esteem, and reaffirming to ourselves what it is that we truly want, letting go of these old patterns, these old ways of believing. And then once the new moon comes around, we have this blank slate to be like, okay, how can I fully show up in the world? How can I show up for 2020? How can I be my authentic self and receive this abundance that I deserve? So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to be moving into a new decade. I'm also tonight hosting my first ever Luna Flow workshop, specifically catered towards the energy of the full moon, bringing people together to share in a circle their experience in the moment right now with the energies that are coming up, what they wish to set for an intention to release and let go of in order to plant new seeds. And this one I feel really special about sharing with everyone because it's specifically for the new year, and it's really potent and really powerful. So I'm really happy to be holding space to bring healing for others, as well as creating a circle and a community where we actually feel like we can connect and have people that support us and believe in us. And that's even more of this coming out of the hermit, like actually connecting with your community, not isolating ourselves so much anymore, because we've gone through this really rough period. And now it's really time to speak our truth and bring it into the world. So really powerful stuff. I have spots still open for the Luna Flow tonight. It's here in Bozeman, Montana at Your Yoga, 7:30 p.m. I will share the link to reserve your spot in the video below, or whichever video platform this was on. I will link it so that you can be sure to see where it's at. So I think that is it. I will post photos of these so you can look more closely. And I wish you all a happy full moon, and I can't wait to continue to finish out this energy with you and see into this new decade, this new time. So thank you so much again. If this really resonated with you, feel free to comment or message me if you'd like a private reading that's more catered. I'll also be beginning to offer 2020 readings if you want something to see how your year is going to pan out. So yeah, great energy. Let's shine our lights forward. I'm ready for this. So thank you again. Have a great and wonderful day. Many blessings. Bye.